All right. All set?
Yep.
Good to go? Okay.
Yep.
We have Sukio here who's going to do a presentation. The first one is about a revised rental fee schedule. And I have some handouts here for everybody.
So we just every year have to update the fee schedule, and I work with Brian and Amber Schlosser on this. We cleaned it up and basically we upped the hourly rate for the custodian and the IT because we go by the highest rate of the contract, of the support staff contract for employees, which is step 4. And then we have to multiply it, rate per time and a half. And then for FICA, which is 7.65%, and P users, which is 34%. So the rates went up, I would say about $6 each, but we wanted to let you know what we were updating. And then we removed things that we don't use anymore, and it was more of a, we don't outsource game workers, for example, people to come in and game work. So we really just took off that and update the hourly rate, but we wanted to let you know because we'll put it on the board agenda when we update a rate for approval on the 3rd.
Sure.
If you would like, we can do that. If you have questions, I can answer. Yes, sir.
Could you just tell me the difference between the Class E and Class F?
E is nonprofit outside organizations and F are for-profit outside organizations.
Thank you.
And A, B, and C, there's nothing there.
A and B are basically our in-house
Okay,
teams, and groups. And C are youth groups, alumni groups, any parochial schools that are in our district.
okay.
Is there a reason to keep A and B as separate classes at this point?
That I'll have to look a little bit more into.
So if there's no difference, I mean,
Right, there is a difference. I just,
okay, then leave it. Yep.
I'll have to go back and look.
Do we have an idea of what we bring in each year with these fees?
I only know this part. I don't know the Tammy part. That would be, Chris, can you help us with that? And we can get back to them with a rate.
And I have different codes, so when we rent it for youth groups, youth soccer, youth basketball, if we get rentals for district events or league events, most now that, because when we were like the first ones to have a turf field, so we were renting it all the time. Now so many places have a turf field, facilities have a turf field, that we're really only getting our youth groups. I mean, Tammy, very rarely now do we get a new group, and we used to have soccer organizations from all the way down the line through the Lehigh Valley, but we're not getting that as much anymore. So.
I'm looking up the figure.
Okay. I mean, we used to hold band competition. That doesn't happen anymore. Lacrosse competitions. So it's mostly just our youth sports.
And I'm actually, and I mean, that is part of my question, but it was actually like the auditorium and the cafeteria, gymnasium.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
just
yeah.
wondering, too, like, do we really get that many, people renting those or not? But
We still have the dance group that comes in for the,
Cindy's?
Cindy's for the auditorium. Yeah,
We
it's not.
brought in $65,736.38.
So did these went up? I understand you said about the staffing went up. How much did the other space go up?
Spaces did not change. We only changed the staffing costs.
Okay. And that's to keep up with,
The
with
contract
what we
rate.
see with the contract,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? So, I'm loving the idea of a 5 to 10% across the board for the space, personally.
I know I did it. So I became athletic director in 2018. I probably in my second or third year did a big research on what other facilities were charging, and we did go up then. So it's probably been since 2020. I could, give you an exact year. So
Probably time to reach out and say,
Yep.
hey,
so should I look into that? And you said 20%?
I didn't ask you to look into it. I
Okay.
just made my suggestion, but
I think it's
I'm only one
time.
person, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just curious what other entities are charging.
Sure.
Yeah, if we could get a comparison.
I would want to know, but I also think it's important. You said the majority of the people that are renting are youth organizations, and we want to keep those programs strong, keep the kids involved because they're coming up. Huh?
Right.
It's not costing them any.
Except an employee for the weekend.
These
Yeah, if
folks,
it's a-
right.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
because they're,
they're A or
They're A
B.
and B,
Yeah.
so yeah, they won't pay for
Okay.
the facility, but they'll pay to get turn lights on or
Yeah.
personnel. Mhm.
And like basketball doesn't get charged. There's different nuances. For example, if detention's happening and they practice, they don't get charged because I'm already sending somebody there to work. So it's not every weekend you see basketball that we don't charge.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, the staffing's a staffing.
Mhm.
So whatever costs us, it costs us that, I'm
Mm.
not looking to make anything on that or whatnot, but that has to keep pace. To me, when I just take a look at auditorium rental for a presentation at $200 for a nonprofit, $300 for a profit, I mean, that's nothing. So 10% would be 220 and 330. That's really not much of anything, But you compound that and all of a sudden you take 65,000 and add 10% on top of that. And all of a sudden that's another $6,500 in the budget that we didn't have. So anyway, just throwing that out there.
Should we hold this then, not to put it out? I just need to know for the July, we posted the personnel's by July 1st. Because
And
people
it's,
start
and it's
booking
really
for
just
next
adding the
year.
staffing costs.
I think we start full year with new, whatever we're gonna
Because people
start.
start booking now for, like, we got youth football. They're booking now, so they book at the right rate.
So we can put staffing on because that seems to make sense based on the contract that you have. So that can go on for the 3rd. If we wanted at fiscal to take a look at our next fiscal, take a look at maybe adjusting those rates for facility rental. And then we can put that on for June 17th. And then you're clear for July 1 start.
We're okay with that. I mean, I'm okay with that at fiscal, but just to make sure that we have the comparisons and what you propose to raise it to.
Okay. By when?
The 15th of June.
You've got 7 business days.
No pressure.
No pressure.
And a graduation.
Yeah.
So don't put this on, hold it then.
That you can put on.
The whole thing, even though these might change.
Well, this is all staffing, right?
No, it
is
holds
that
the rates
also-
at the top, so I don't wanna. It's out there now. This is just up there.
Well, I guess anyone else who's requesting to rent facilities, you could say there may be, this is what it is now, but as of July 1, they may
They may
increase.
and put on the agenda, but may change.
Let's put it on for the 17th agenda,
just
because
make
then
a
we'll have the
decision.
whole thing done. What's
Got
that?
I said, or we just make a decision.
To what to raise them?
Yeah.
Sure.
I
If you wanna do
I
it
mean,
like
listen, I always, of course, like to get what other, people have in comparisons and so forth, but then that creates a lot of extra work on you guys. Like, this is not brain surgery. And at least my suggestion is to not 50%, or something like that. I think if it was some large number, and if that's maybe where some other people are thinking, well, then absolutely, I'd say let's compare, but I just don't know if we're making more work.
What would you think, and this is just because you're a businessman, if you were gonna rent the auditorium for 2 hours, paying the staff cost and it would have been what, 350 now? So do you think that's reasonable for someone to
Well,
pay
to me,
$500?
to me, the staff cost is completely separate, so that is what that is. But, I mean, that's why I said like 5 to 10%. And, and I threw it out there to just have
Yeah.
a discussion because it wasn't even on the table. So, I mean, I think at a very minimum, 5% is not going to stop anybody from doing this. And it's also, just as an added thought in my mind, is when you say about comparing what other people are doing, in my general opinion, is that most of the people that are going to use this space, they're not going to go somewhere else. Okay. It's, we're the only game in town. So especially for 5% more or something like that, they're not going to, all of a sudden decide to haul everybody to Quakertown or Doylestown. And if they're already over there, they're doing it there. They're not coming to Palisades. So
Good point.
We'll do like $50 on anything that's.
I think the percentage, huh?
10%.
10%?
10%.
hey, I said
That's good
5 to
with
10.
me.
I was trying to be
Yeah.
easygoing, and say 5.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't raised those rates in 6 years, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
that's,
6 years. So
Someone.
interest, inflation has gone up, compounded for the last 6 years. I mean, I think we're generous at 10%.
I think it's justified, sure.
And then we'll revisit next year.
Okay.
But hopefully, regardless, if we can get, just some comps, for the next meeting or someone, I really would like to see the comps, what other people are doing.
Okay.
This makes me think, because you said Miss Cindy's was the main one that rents the auditorium, and their studio's in Quakertown.
Mhm.
And they're not renting Quakertown.
Right.
Because we're cheaper.
Yeah.
We are cheaper in
Right.
Quakertown, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
And Quakertown
I
doesn't
knew
rent out
that a
their
long time
turf
ago.
field, so.
Because they told us that.
but maybe you can,
Oh, what, I'm sorry, Gary, what was that?
Because Cindy's told us that,
That's what, we're the
that
cheapest
they
in
rent
town?
us because they were cheaper than Quakertown.
And that's okay.
Right.
oh,
coming.
absolutely.
It's better than zero money.
Yeah.
I just doubt that then they're doing it here for 10% less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, they're probably saying, Palisades has raised.
I know, let's stay there. Okay, so
10%.
10% across all of these rentals. Yep, and then the hourly rate is fine, because that's contractual, and then with that, then we can add this to June 3rd. And then everyone who's starting to rent now or wants to rent over the summer will have,
Right.
yeah,
Perfect.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
it works for me.
lighting fee is based on
For lighting,
$30 an hour, whatever it is.
the personnel fee? Or what sheet?
Lights for the same.
It's on the back.
Oh, you're asking if we should raise that 10% as well?
That's a good question.
I mean, our electric rates are going up. But
Oh my
there are
God, yeah.
LEDs that are less costly.
Al, what do you think?
Rates overdid the LEDs.
With that,
The rates overdid the LEDs for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We pay like 4 or 5 cents per kilowatt, now we're paying almost 11 cents per kilowatt.
and we're getting new lights.
Let's pay for those too.
All right,
Yeah.
so are these going up?
those are going up.
Every number up 10%. Okay. I can do
Everything
that.
up 10%. Okay,
Thank you.
All right,
thanks.
so we'll keep you on the stage.
Sure.
Okay, Sue's also gonna take us through the contract for, Palisades employees that have retired, still
Yes.
part of Peasers.
Game workers. And
Yep.
so I went to a Peasers, a conference update, and you've seen probably game worker contracts on the agenda every now and again when I hired Jim Beck. But Peasers is now auditing files to make sure every retiree has a contract in their file. Basically, the contract says they're just gonna work outside of these school day hours. They're not teaching, they're not making curriculum, they're just like game worker, helping enforce what they've learned. And the contract comes from Peasers, other than what the job descriptions are, the responsibilities. If they don't have the contract, they said they could go back to the person's first day working as a game worker, for example, and charge them Peasers, which basically messes up the retiree's pension. For example, Mike Zone's been here a really long time, great guy, clock worker at the basketball games. He doesn't have one, but there's 4 people that are retirees, Dr. Glasscott, Jim Beck, Mike Zone, and we have a summer teacher that works in the summers. However, she is allowed, you'll see one if you approve it. She's not teaching new concepts over the summer. She's just reinforcing it. So a retiree can do that in the summer. It's a one-time deal. I don't have to do it every year. It's just starting July 1. And it's really, Peacer's auditing reasons that we update them. If you approve of that, or if I have other questions, I can help you.
So it's basically saying these retirees, we're not doing Peasers, we're just,
They're not doing Peacer's and they're not teaching, like Amy Glasspass not coming back in and teaching or.
Right.
Right, they're just
yeah,
helping at the football game.
right,
Ticket taking.
taking tickets.
Right, no,
Right.
that's all they're doing.
Okay,
And you will see it if you approve on the personnel page, for my game works, these four specific, because they haven't, a special contract. You'll see it on the 3rd of
okay.
June if you approve. Okay,
Yeah,
It's a Peaser's thing.
it's a piece.
yeah, it's a
All right.
Peasers thing.
Thank you.
But it wants to dip their toe into the pool.
All right, next, just wanted to make sure those meeting dates, and we're piggybacking again off Al's meetings. You guys approve the meeting dates for next school year.
Yeah.
Same time and
Yeah.
everything, so we're good, okay? All right, good. So on May 15th, we dedicated the fitness center to Ed Ruiz Sports Performance Center. And that all started right here with you guys in this meeting. So I wanted to have a little video. I wanted to show you a summary of that dedication ceremony. If you didn't get a chance to see it, the long version, the entire 45-minute dedication ceremony is on our YouTube channel. This is just a 4-minute summary.
Ed created the culture, Ed created a family, and he shaped every young man's life. He asked me to coach football in 1990, and this will be my 36th year coaching. He asked me to coach track, and this was my 29th year coaching. And he hired me at Speed Advantage training 29 years ago. I tell people that if I get cut, I bleed purple and gold. I bleed purple and gold because of Ed. My family is because of Ed, and my career is because of Ed.
School ended at 2:22, I think it was, and track didn't start until 3:30. So all the athletes at 2:22 would race to the water fountain down there, and we would see what our workout was going to be. And Ed would have 4 pages taped together, and it didn't just say distance runners, sprinters. It was Carl, Todd, Joe, Chris. It was everyone's name, and every workout was just a little bit different. Carl was a lot faster than me. Todd was a lot faster than me. If we were going to do 400 intervals and a dozen 400 intervals, he would have 3 at this pace and 3 at this pace and 3 at this pace. And out on the track, he didn't have all these papers in front of him. We had to memorize it. And if you went by and you were a little slow, he would say, "Joe, that was a second too slow."
It is amazing to see all of you here. This is an awesome turnout. We're hoping for. Ed and I share a special lighthearted bond. I think journeys like ours are unique and extraordinary. I know Ed is here with all of us today. I can feel his presence. The privilege of having the responsibility of coordinating and executing the initiative of having something named Ed Ruiz. I'll say tonight, gold, outside of my wonderful family, is the greatest honor of my life. It has come that time, and it is my privilege to announce on this day, Friday, May 15th, at 5 or 4, 8. X-Rays, whose commitment to excellence in education, athletics, and community has paved the way for future generations. We hereby dedicate the Palisades Workout Room as the new Ed Ruiz Sports Performance Center. May it endure Ed's legacy forever.
So there were close to 80 people there, and everybody was so appreciative that our school and school board allowed this to happen. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that how many people appreciated it. Dr. Powell, anything on that?
No, it was just a great event. For those that were able to make it, it was great to see you, and it was awesome. I only regret not having a box of tissues there at the podium because they're, you know, it was an emotional event, but very heartfelt, and it was. I think it was great for all that were there.
It was.
Thanks for putting that together.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing the long version, it's out on the YouTube. So spring sports summary. Tennis was 7-5 this year as a team. They had a lot of players that went to league and district playoffs. Baseball had a down year. It's the first time actually since 2018 that they did not make district playoffs. They were 6-14, but the JV team had a winning record. So there's a lot of good young players in the program. Softball once again made district playoffs. They ran into the #1 team in the state, Pine Grove. It was last Friday, and you know, we had 4 freshmen starting, and it was the #1 team in the state. And we started off the game by hitting a home run. We were up 1-0, and we were up 3-1 going into the 4th inning. And in the 5th inning, they hit 5 home runs, and we ended up losing 13-3. It was, I mean, that showed, you know, they're the #1 team in the state for a reason. Flag football, I'm proud to say, our first season as a PIAA sport, we were 7-3. And just some key victories over a lot of 6A schools, beating Emmaus twice, Parkland, Boyertown, Upper Perk. Our 3 losses were to Bristol, Penn Ridge, and who was the other one? Oh, Quakertown. Yeah, so it was a very successful season. But kind of highlighting the spring season was our track and field team. Even though our girls only were 1-6 as a team, they had a lot of individual accolades. Our 4x1 relay team finished 2nd in districts. The girls 4x1 relay team finished 2nd in districts, which was great. We had a lot of girls go out to states as well. The boys finished 6-1 this year as a team. They finished 4th in the state as a team, which was really exciting. Silas Day, who's a football track athlete, wrestling athlete, is going to Lehigh to play football. He was 1st in the discus. Ashton Fitzgerald was 2nd in districts in the 300 hurdles. Our pole vaulters are improving over the last few years. We had a 2nd place pole vaulter, pole vaulted 12 feet 6 inches, 2nd place in districts. These same boys, Lincoln Cook took 2nd in the state, in the 100 meters, which was exciting. As a junior, he took 2nd in the states. But highlighting everything was our 4x1 relay team, which took 1st place in the state championship, which is unbelievable. And I have to show you this quick video because it was really neat, and these announcers really were trying to push for Caddy.
It wasn't obvious either.
This was
other teams lining up. Lane 2, Central Clarion, 43:04. Lane 1, Bishop McCourt, 43:20 yesterday. Barron had a 40.
We're in lane 3.
43-11.
You see the purple.
Start this time. Yeah, pretty even, very even. Wow. Almost like they started. Oh, some hitches going on the
Oh my God,
outside.
look how fast.
Here's our guy. We're in lane 3 here. This is Grayson.
Nice handle.
Very slow here from Kansas. Very slow in lane 4. That could have been very detrimental. We'll see if they can overcome it somehow. Chance if Danville makes a good
This is
swing
Lincoln
here.
Cook, our anchor.
They'll slow, no, inside lane 2. Lane 1 clearing. Here's lane 3. That's Palisades. Whoa! Pirates of Palisades.
They didn't say Palisades once until the end.
He did not mention Palisades once until we won.
Yesterday.
They made it look
Don't wanna
easy.
jinx it, but like I said, one little bottle on exchange and you go from first to fifth. Wow.
So that team last year broke a school record. This year, they broke that record early in the season, and then they broke it again, and then they broke it in districts, and then they broke it in states. So good thing I didn't change the record board every time that they did that. So hopefully we can get them in front of the whole board at some meeting coming up soon. So
Awesome.
okay. Unified sports update. I can go on. I know we're a little behind. I can go on a lot about how well this program did this year. Danny Thomas and her crew. We started off having the winner, which was strength and conditioning. It was the first time that our Bucks County Special Olympics had strength and conditioning, and we joined, and it was very successful. We hosted the championship here in our gym. It was our 3rd year doing bocce ball. So we did that all winter. And then this spring, the unified track, we were very successful. When we hosted our league meet, the teams that we hosted went back and said Palisades should host a championship. So we agreed to host a championship, which included 5 other schools that were here. And just very proud of all the coaches and the volunteers and the parents and especially the athletes. So very successful program. If anybody has a chance to talk to anybody that went to any of the events, it was awesome this year. Unified sports. Moving on, fall physicals. LVHN is going to be doing free physicals all summer up until the start of fall sports at any of the LVHN centers. So that information went out to all the parents. But if you're in the community and you hear anybody asking about fall signups or free physicals, that information went out. If they didn't get it, they can contact me for sure. So last time we met, we gave a little update about House Bill 41. And I'm just going to read this. Pennsylvania House of Representatives passed the House Bill 41 by overwhelming 178 to 23 vote. So this important legislation allows PIAA to establish separate state championship playoffs for boundary schools and non-boundary schools. So it's kind of what we talked about. So they had the vote and it was overwhelming. But the bill now advances to the Senate, where it will continue to address competitive balance concerns. And basically what the email to Dr. Connell and I said, so if we're willing and able, and they encourage us to contact our local Pennsylvania State Senator and ask them for their support of House Bill 41. So I just wanted to bring that to the table because we talked about it last time. Across the state, it got voted big time. So it's still work in progress, but we're getting closer. And I think that's it, unless anybody has any questions. All right.
I'll just quickly throw out, we had talked about a couple meetings ago, I don't remember how long ago, but about reviewing the pay to play. Where did that go?
Oh yeah, we kind of tabled, well, not tabled, but we ran out of time last meeting. So yeah.
Should on the August agenda, make sure we talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll share again
Yeah.
what, I think we had 60 different districts that.
Yeah, I surveyed. Yeah, we had the survey, so I can bring that back. to show you who's doing it, who's not doing it, how much the ones are charging.
I mean, that's up to
Yeah.
everybody else.
No, I'm
you know.
fine with it. Yeah, because I remember we ran out of time for it.
Well, and I would just throw out that because this meeting is typically so short and backs right up
Yeah.
to another extremely important meeting, that depending upon what you have on that agenda, you just may want to consider building in more time.
Sure.
Whether we automatically know we're going to be robbing from buildings and grounds, or whether, maybe do something earlier, just throwing that out for, consideration.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm not chair of buildings and grounds anymore, so we can rob from buildings.
Sounds good.
How about those the ground goes first?
All right.
Al, you're up.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
All right.
I have a second.
Thank you.
You need to